Welcome back to the Contrarians. This is Martin Popoff here with another episode of Reliving Old Reviews as a Useless Tool of Confusion. I'll leave you to figure out where that quote comes from. This is where we do it's basically me doing these, a short show. These won't take too long for you to watch, where we look at an old review of an album that grew in stature over time, maybe got turned out to be a classic, out to be super famous kind of thing, and see what the review was like, boots on the ground, and see if we agree with it or not. So this week we are looking at Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow. This is in Rolling Stone by Billy Altman. Let's see what Billy has to say here. I go in cold with these things. That's kind of what I've decided now. By the way, I can still supply from martinpopoff.com my new Rainbow book, Run with the Wolf, Rainbow on Record, which is a panel review of all the Rainbow albums, or my big Story of Rainbow book, which is called Sensitive to Light, the Rainbow Story. So all of that is at martinpopoff.com. I'll sign them, send them out. There's PayPal buttons, all that stuff. So back to Rainbow, Billy Altman's review of the debut Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow album. They only made 2 albums, this one and Stranger in Us All. The rest of them are all called Rainbow, right? Okay, let's see what Billy has to say. He says, it would appear on the basis of his new band's debut album that Ritchie Blackmore has gone to a lot of unnecessary trouble just to let everyone know, as if we didn't already, that 1, he can play his instrument, and 2, there's a T in his first name. Rainbow is a completely and most likely intentionally anonymous group. Drummer Gary Driscoll, bass player Craig Gruber, and keyboardist Mickey Lee Soul are adequate and subservient throughout. So yeah, that's quite a point that he's making there. That he wants them to be, an anonymous group, intentionally. Maybe so, maybe not. I think Ritchie just wants good players. I don't know. I don't think he'd be particularly bothered if these people are famous or not. But let's read on here. And he does call them adequate and subservient throughout. And I would kind of agree with that. The playing on this record is kind of old. We know when they get to Rising, things change a fair bit. So it is adequate. It is subservient. Not that I think Ritchie's completely crazy all over this album either. He's subservient to the songs also. Okay, the only non-Blackmore solo is some undermixed piano tinkling on If You Don't Like Rock and Roll, and singer Ronnie James Dio has the standard hard rock lead vocal down pat, with little individual style, but plenty of lung power. Wow. So as we all know, Ronnie turns out to be one of the greatest singers of all time. Here's Billy calling him standard hard rock lead vocals. In 1975, there wasn't a lot of hard rock anyways. And Ronnie is far above standard, but there really is no standard that has been set by this time, right? Then he goes on to say, as for Blackmore himself, there's an inordinate amount of subtlety in his soloing here. There's little to do but step out, and he chooses not to. And with the exception of a rather highly charged instrumental reworking of the Yardbird Still I'm Sad, he seems listless and bored in relation to past performances, specifically Machine Head, which looks more and more like an achievement of accident rather than design. Wow. So he's saying he doesn't think this album is very good. Ritchie sounds bored and listless. He correctly points out that Machine Head is a great album. I guess he's missing the majesty of Burn, or maybe he doesn't think Burn is that great. Who do we think we are? Stormbringer as well, but he gets in a dig there saying that Machine Head being a great album is maybe an accident, that this helps prove that was an accident. So in essence, he's saying Ritchie Blackmore is not that talented, based on him coming out with this new band. Maybe Machine Head was an accident. So there you go. That's it, short and sweet. That is a look at a review of Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow here on Reliving Old Reviews is a Useless Tool of Confusion. As I say, my 2 Rainbow books are still available with Contrarians. We have a Patreon, a Ko-Fi, we've got merch, all that possibly is listed below. I don't know. But comment, let us know what you think of this review and my review of this review, I suppose, as well.